Welcome to Wine Chats with Bildo and Lindelin. My name is Billy Milovanovic, aka Bildo.
And my name is Lindsay Kirkwood, also known as Lindelin.
And this is an offensively funny podcast about drinking wine and chatting life. Hope you enjoy!
So, Bill, the other night when I was telling Cameron what we were going to talk about this week, I said to him, do you know what adulting means?
Yeah. Oh, he wouldn't know that. Men don't know that.
I said, no, I didn't ask him like that. I said, we're going to chat about adulting.
Right.
And he's like, adultery? I'm like, no, adulting. He's like,
Cameron.
What's that?
Of course he doesn't know because he doesn't do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's so funny. That's your best joke yet.
Thank you. And I love Cameron. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
it's not even a joke. So today we're going to be talking about adulting. For those male listeners, adulting means like doing what adults have to do, like live.
Adult responsibilities. Yeah. Cameron, are you listening?
What a moron. God.
Should we drink before we get angry about how we have to adult?
I just had to get that out there because I was like, as if he doesn't know what that means.
I'm going to check with Henry.
Good. Ask. Report back. Okay, so hang on to your seats because I have to pronounce a French wine again.
Here we go.
So we got this beautiful rosé from our lovely friends at Allegiance Wines.
Tambaramba.
That word, that's where it is. And Bill went there probably like last year.
Last winter.
We don't need to know the details, Billy.
It was beautiful.
It was.
You can literally be like at the vineyard and stay there. And I didn't know we had booked to be at this vineyard. So when I got there, I was like, oh my God, it's a vineyard. Anyway, I see Lindsay's really
We have a time limit on this episode, Billy. Let's fast forward. So we have this lovely rosé from Domaine de Ferrod.
You were doing so good.
Which means fields. I Googled that. I think it means that. So a cuvée, I never know, cuvée.
I don't know.
Google it. It's such a super pretty rosé color, don't you think?
It's so beautiful. Yeah.
No secret, we don't like rosés, but I actually think, look, we're just not going to lie about it. I actually think I'm going to like this one.
I have a feeling we're going to like it too. I don't know why. It gives me good vibes.
It is French. And
maybe that's
it
what
has
it
a
is.
really pretty color.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking
pretty.
I'm going to like it.
Okay, where's the other one? Here
on your lap.
Okay, now this is a really beautiful like rosy color. I know that sounds dumb, but you know how sometimes they're like peachy or more rosy? This one seems more rosy to me.
And I disagree. I think
Isn't it funny how we always disagree? That's so funny.
Well, we don't always.
No, sometimes you're like, I'm like, oh, this is so dainty. And you're like, this is so strong.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. But that just shows you the difference of.
Exactly. Which means that no wine is ever really good or bad. Just up to you.
Yeah. But I think this looks really
beautiful.
peachy.
Rosy.
Oh, Billy doesn't like it. And I was going to say, I'm right. I like it.
It's actually a little bit too sweet for me.
It is a touch sweet.
It's sweet and it's very rosé-y.
Thank God, because the
like
winemaker.
It's not as dry.
The winemaker might need a new job. Right. If it wasn't.
I think the skin contact went on for a little bit too long and made it a little too sweet. I don't know what I just said.
No one else does either. I quite like it.
Look, give me a few sips. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes it like kind of.
Well, Billy, when you enter adulthood, you need to learn to drink wine, okay?
Isn't that actually part of adulting a little bit is drinking wine? I feel like no young person likes wine.
No.
What is it about that?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Well, because it's like an acquired taste. Think about what we were drinking when we were teenagers. It was like those super sugary, gross, like vodka cruiser, Smirnoff bullshit
the
stuff.
Smirnoff Black. Oh God, you did the worst hangover, man.
Got rot just thinking of them. Oh my God, no. But we're gonna
that's teenagehood.
Yeah, teenagehood. We're ranting and raging about adulting. Bill, go on. Rage away.
I hate adulting so much. I can go on about this for days on end.
We have a time limit.
Hate that I'm the adult that has to, I don't have anybody to look up to. I mean, you're my oldest friend, but this is probably why I learned so much from you and looking up to you. But still, it's up to me to like run my life, but not just my life. It's up to me to run my family's life. And as much as I like love having a family and I'm a wonderful wife and mother.
Of course.
Right? It is really hard to do all that shit.
Yeah.
And if you just, so like, for example, what should we start with? There are so many examples.
You go.
Cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Where is my mum to do that?
She's cleaning her house.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I used to just come home and my mum would have the house cleaned. My laundry would be done.
Yep.
All of that stuff I realize now my mother was doing because I just thought it was magical fairies. Or I always just thought my mum was so happy doing it because she was always just such a happy-go-lucky kind of woman.
Oh, Yasna.
Yasna was a kick-ass mum, but also she didn't prepare me for what adulthood was because she did everything for me.
Yes. Yes. That
Do you know
could
what I mean?
be detrimental, yes.
I just think I was not prepared for adulthood. I don't know if I was prepared to have like a family and a house and like to do all that stuff. I'm successful, don't get me wrong. I'm not like drowning in.
And your children are
alive and clean and fed. Yeah. Which we will get to in a second about the feeding. But like I don't think I was prepared for how much work adulting really will be.
Yes. Do you know what? Back to your point about like actually taking care of people, and sometimes it hits me where I'm like, shit, like this is my house.
Yes. Actually.
These are my kids that I'm responsible for shaping their world and creating their childhood memories. And like Cameron and I, we don't have mom and dad beside us or anybody beside us helping us. I mean, yes, they're there to support us, all that kind of crap. Yeah. But like, I mean, like,
but they're not the decision makers.
No, like we are the captains of our ship. Yeah. Like it's kind of a mind-boggling thought sometimes, isn't it?
Totally. I have a ship. You know. B, I'm the fucking captain. When did that happen?
Quick, so you like check us on.
Yeah, it's like when you think about it too much, it is really scary. Like I just kind of feel like, I don't know why I feel like I was thrust into adulthood when I wasn't. You know, it gradually happens, obviously. You know, you pay your bills, you find a place to live. Maybe that I've never lived alone. I've never lived by myself.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to be a bitch because
Lindsay doesn't want to be an offensive bitch. What?
Never. That's so nice.
No, but
I was
going
to say that when you were saying with Yasna, because you lived with your mum
until I was 26.
Yeah, which is a long time.
And then I moved in with Sumi and Nathan and Henry, which were my pseudo family.
Yeah.
And then I moved in 36 weeks pregnant into a home with Henry. We had about 4 weeks by ourselves.
Which is insane.
Heavily pregnant and renovating.
Yeah.
And then we had the babies. So maybe that's why I feel like I was thrust into it, because it's like up until that point, I was one of 4 people responsible for cleaning the house, cooking, shopping, all that sort of stuff. And they were adults.
That's a good point.
And then suddenly I'm in this like new world where I am the captain and this is my ship and this ship is leaky.
Yeah.
No wonder I got anxiety. You know what I mean? Like, so it was.
God, what the fuck was that?
Your voice gives me anxiety, Lindsay.
Same.
Sorry for the person listening whose ears just popped. I just feel like it all was very like suddenly I had to do it all.
Yeah.
Now, cleaning is one thing, and I've just managed to get on top of that.
Right.
Like regularly clearing surfaces. And like having a diary where I write things down so I don't forget.
Of course.
Right.
Yes.
The cooking situation enrages me.
Having to cook or cooking things, or probably both, or cooking things that your children will eat, because those two things go hand in hand. Not hand in hand, but like
both. So let's start from the top.
Okay.
First of all, I have to actually plan what I'm eating during the week.
Yeah.
Okay. I went through years of not planning any of it.
Right.
Okay, so I would just go to the shops and I'd be like, oh yeah, let's buy some meat, let's buy some vegetables, let's buy some snacks, let's buy more chocolate.
Right.
You know, so you would just buy things.
And then just make whatever you had out of what you have in the fridge.
And then in the evenings, it'd be like, okay, what should we have for dinner? We have some of this, we have some of that, blah, blah, blah. Or we couldn't actually put a whole meal together and we'd be like, fuck it, let's just go out. Okay. I realized that was not a good way to live your life.
No.
Because of the amount of food waste that was happening. Okay. So then I'm like, I'm going to introduce Lindsay to something revolutionary, which is meal planning. So Lindsay's like, bitch, please. So Lindsay pulls out her diary with all her recipes from her Coles and Woolies magazines that she goes through and rips out and saves.
Yes.
None of it was, I always thought of Lindsay as this like really like regal, incredible being who just like does this stuff so effortlessly. And meanwhile, here she is being like, just buy the Coles gnocchi, put it in some sauce and be done with it.
Exactly. Right? I am all of those things, but also
you actually make it really easy.
Well, you have to. You fucking have a husband and 3 kids. Like,
I'm starting to realize that now. I have a husband and 2 kids.
You have to pick your shortcuts
Absolutely.
with adulting, or else you're gonna be fucking crying, shivering in a corner, rocking back and forth. Seriously, because like I'm on the verge right now of doing that,
and you're organized,
and I'm organized. Exactly. So you do, because then you don't,
Absolutely.
and you don't have to be so particular about it. Like I pick out my recipes. I write out my grocery list according to the recipes. I write it on a list.
Yes.
Like that's, to some people, could be a bit over the top. But even if you just have an idea of what you're going to make, just a few, so you know that through the week, okay, I've got the ingredients for this.
But can I also tell you, it's actually really not that hard.
No.
To literally, like, all it does is take a bit of time for you to just sit down and, like you said, okay, I want to make this and that. I'll need this and that. Boom. You just put a little list together. Okay, it'll take half an hour. I don't know why I always thought it was such a, Lindsay's so well organized. No, Lindsay just sits down and writes things down. Like, it really is not that hard. Anyway. So,
okay,
what I've now started to do is I'm meal planning.
Good.
Every single week. I've even started to plan the kids' lunches. This is how organized I'm getting in term 4, week 3.
Okay. Yeah. For those overseas listeners, there's only 7 weeks left of school year
for the year. Okay, so I have started to plan their lunches and pack on, like, Sunday night. I'll pack enough lunches for 3 days. On Wednesday, I'll do it for 2 days, and then I'm covered for the week. I don't have to do it every night like I used to. Okay.
Yes.
I'll write down all these things. I'll go to the shops, obviously buy all the things I need.
Yep.
Okay, I'll probably have to go to shops twice a week. Again, adulting. This I have to do this, right? And then obviously I make the dinners, I make the lunches for my children to sit down and fucking whinge about what I've just made.
That's like, I don't deal with that. I am such an iron fist. Shut the fuck up and put the food in your mouth. You're going to eat what the fuck is on your plate.
And again, the older I get, the more I'm turning into Lindsay. Because I, for a long time, and this is probably the Yasna in me as well, Henry doesn't eat peas and cucumbers, so I stopped buying peas and cucumbers for years. And there was one day where I was like, I fucking like peas and cucumbers. I'm going to buy some and I'm going to eat them because I enjoy them. Okay?
Yes.
But now I have children. These little fuckers are just as whingy and whiny about their food. So I ended up just feeding them like lots of parents do. Loads of people make the decisions just to feed their kids what they will eat and not whinge about, right?
Yes.
I fell into the trap. Because then the only thing my kids were eating, they had like 2 vegetables they would eat, cucumbers and broccolini. And then everything else was like pasta or potato or whatever. Yeah. Because it was just like the safe food that they will eat.
I don't like to eat meat. It's too chewy. I don't like this vegetables. It's too green. I don't like this meat.
Go to Auntie Lindsay says, and then you will be begging me.
Dude. I just had this one point where I was like, I cannot do this shit with you kids.
Oh, yes.
And you are going to eat the fucking pumpkin. So I'm like on this, I don't care anymore. I don't care what you don't like. You guys are old enough now. Like this is a point where you're actually old enough and you need to understand that this keeps your body healthy. Yeah. So I've just started throwing in all sorts of vegetables. I don't even care anymore. I'm just like, you're eating it. I don't care that you don't like it. Let's look at it this way. You won't like the pumpkin the first time. You won't like it the second time. You won't like it the 50th time. The 60th time, you'll be like, okay, I'll just eat it. And you will stop whinging about it. You might even learn to like it. Right?
Who knows?
So I just don't care anymore. And I've gotten to that iron fist point where I'm like, you don't like your dinner, you go to your room. And then when you're ready to come back and eat, you can sit down and eat.
I just say to my kids, if you don't want to eat, fucking starve. I don't care. I don't have time for this bullshit. Like, you're hungry, you eat what's on your plate. You don't ask for snack. You don't get any other food.
100%.
Like, just go away.
Yes.
I have never been the type of parent where I made different foods, meals for different kids, or even for the kids. Whatever I make for Cameron and I is what the kids get. And I don't really alter it except a couple little things like they absolutely hate tuna. Right. Like Cameron included. I love it, but I don't make them tuna. There's certain things where I'm like, why go down that
track? It's not about torturing them.
Exactly.
It's literally just about feeding them a good, consistent, healthy diet that does not involve like chicken nuggets and fucking air fried chips.
No. And
like it needs, like that my children need to have good, healthy brains to be able to function properly. As I'm discovering with myself.
I'll say. Yes. No, I don't like that about adulting, and I don't like trying to keep everyone organized. Back to my comment about how I feel like I'm about to sit in the corner and rock and shiver and like cry. I feel like it falls on someone's shoulders within the family. And even if you don't have kids, like you still have to keep yourself organized and stuff. Yeah. But I feel like once you have school kids, it is amped up to next level.
Yeah. Should we go to a break? And then you can tell me about it when we come back. Because I want to get into detail. This was one like I want to dig into deep.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll learn something from Lindsay because obviously we're not organized, but she is. So let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sick of, like, I feel frazzled in the brain right now and keeping everybody organized. And it's more of probably a wife whinge than an adulting whinge, but like.
They're fair as well.
It's kind of the same, right? Because when you're a wife, you're an adult, or you should be. So, that's a whole nother topic. Yes. Yeah, I just feel like it is constant right now, obviously with the end of the school year coming up for Australians and obviously Christmas and all that kind of stuff. But my brain space is so like minimal. I don't know how people stay afloat if they're not organized, if they don't write stuff down and stay on top of it. And I'm so particular about it. And even I'm I'm struggling.
No, true story. Time. Because honestly, when I wasn't organized, like it's one of those like when you when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Like that hits deep, really, because you can't possibly. How can you? Yeah. Like you said, there's so much stuff going on and coming up. I refuse to go through my days and through my weeks blindly. I feel like that's what it is. You're walking through them blindly and then you're just reacting to the things that are happening because you're not prepared for them to happen. Mm-hmm. So I get it. Now you have a lot coming up because you love Christmas and you're a bit crazy like that. Yeah. But then you have some family coming as well. So there's a lot going on for you.
There is.
Children's schools wrapping up soon, like you said. That shit
is hectic.
Yeah. It's getting hotter.
And it's going to be a hot summer in Australia.
It's going to be a hot summer. And I'm already a cranky person when I'm hot. Yeah. So I have to be extra like vigilant about my preparations.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a whole nother topic one day, like about surviving the Christmas season, right?
I feel like we need a month topic here. I've just come up with a new month topic of like how-tos. Oh. Right? So like where we just sit here and we take notes. You know, you bring a notepad, you listening bring a notepad, I will bring a notepad. And then we'll just be like, Lindsay, how do you take notes properly? If you finish a task, do you do you tick it off or do you squiggle it off?
Oh, it depends. She's making fun of me. It depends. And there's a check mark system as well, Billy. There's a squiggle line, there's a straight line, and there's a check mark.
This is what I mean. We need a tutorial.
They all mean different things. And you know what? Fuck you and your stupid comment. So another thing, moving on from that.
The body.
Yeah, exactly. No, so another thing about how we were talking earlier. No, that was another episode. See, brain space. About social engagements, right?
Yes.
Adulting, about having to go and do certain things that you just do not want to. And if we were kids, we could just throw a tantrum and say, I don't want to go to choir. Throw a fit and find mom fixes it or dad fixes it.
Too bad you're going.
Or too bad you're going. As an adult, I have a situation coming up where we have to go and do something as a family with other family members to another family member's house. There's
too many family members involved.
I know, right? Fuck off, family.
Love you. Love you guys. Here we go.
That's God cursing me. That I just like, there's not 1 ounce in me that wants to go and do this because it's going to be after a very long family trip. And there's just being more expected of us after this trip, like immediately after the trip, like on our way home from the trip. And it's not going to be a normal trip. It's going to be a very busy trip with a lot of the family. And I'm going to just want to come home. And now the family is saying, no, let's do this on our way home with other family. And I just don't want to. And I threw a little hissy fit at the dinner table to Cameron the other night saying, no, I don't want to.
Did you stomp your foot as well?
No, but I was really
close,
freaking bratty.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because I just don't want to. But I know I'm going to have to.
Yeah, you are. And you know how, well, you are. I don't know what else to tell you. It's like, sometimes I wish I could stomp my foot. You know, I work at a school and I see kids throwing tantrums all the time, and I'm like, I honestly feel like that right now. I feel your kid. Like I just happen to be an adult, and my body is regulated. Yeah, not that I like.
Is it
that.
though?
Well, it is now, honestly,
all the time.
But honestly, like that's probably why I was so dysregulated for such a long time.
Right.
I am a human put together. People. I'm going to check my list to see what else makes me angry about adulting.
Must be so many things you have to check your list.
I hate that we have to work for money.
Yes. Oh, you just want to be like handed out for free?
No, I don't want to be on the dole. I just want to kind of be naturally maybe rich. I don't know. I just hate that, like, the thing is, if, like, you just have to keep doing stuff. You can't just, like, live a life where you are just in the bush with your kids making fires and... You know, I don't know. I don't know. What do kids used to do? They have to go to school. I guess that's work as well. What's worse? I don't know. I don't know what's worse, going to school or going to work.
I'm just listening to you ramble because it's fantastic.
I know, but I just hate it. It's such a big pressure, you know what I mean? And like, if you don't
work?
have just in general, to find a job that you even like, you know, stuff like that. Like there's people out there who are like struggling paycheck to paycheck. That sucks. You're the adult and you're the one responsible for that. You know, and if you have dependents like children and dogs and potentially a cat because you suck. Like it's a lot of expenses that you have to, you know, and the older you get, the more you adult, the more you want, the more money you need. And it's this constant like race. I believe they call it the rat race.
That's actually, I was just looking up, like that's one of the biggest adulting like issues that people have is that it's a rat race. Like you just have to work to survive, And unless if you're one of the lucky few that absolutely loves their job.
Yes. And we're lucky because our husbands earn good money liking the jobs that they do.
that we
get to
can
spend.
have a job that you don't like.
That's right. You know, that's what I feel like I'm lucky. We're fortunate because we have those, because honestly, like it sucks doing things that you don't like doing.
No, it is.
Just to get money. You know what I mean? Like we all have to do this thing that we hate fucking doing. So we could like eat and feed our children.
Have you seen your therapist lately?
You are my therapist. This podcast is my therapist.
Right. I stumbled across a calendar, Adulting is Hard.
Yes.
Okay. So each month, obviously, it's got like different like sayings. So pretending that I'm going to have a better year than last. Right? Because like your years suck. Speaking of adulting, like getting older and needing reading glasses really sucks.
Oh, Lindsay,
Let
my
me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so the month of February, I work well with others when they leave me the fuck alone.
Yes, and sorry on that. That's so true, because you know how sometimes your kids like just want your attention and they want to talk to you.
Yes.
But I have to do like the dishes and clear the surfaces of my house and prepare their food and prepare their lunches and they prepare their uniforms and stuff, but I still have to organize that.
Yes.
You know.
And do you know what? Another wise words from myself who's older and who has an older child than yours.
Yes.
You actually have to be careful about how many times you shrug them off or give them that vibe, because I'm like that. If I don't like to be interrupted. Like if I'm doing something, leave me the fuck alone. Let me finish it.
I just need to finish it because your mind is on that thing.
Yes.
Right?
And I just don't like being interrupted. But no matter how much you think you're covering that up, you're not. My 10-year-old, almost 10-year-old.
Oh no.
He has started to say comments to me like, oh, you don't like listening to me anyways, or you never listen to me properly, or what's the look on your face, Mom? Like, are you not paying attention? Like, they pick it up. And now in the world where so many kids, alert here, are doing really bad things to themselves.
Yes.
Because of lots of mental health issues.
Yes.
That stuff builds up.
Yeah.
So then that's even more pressure about being a parent adulting. Okay.
I've started to try and include my kids in doing it because I 100% agree with that. And like we've talked about this in previous episodes, like I'd rather give my kids 5 minutes of like my undivided attention than give them 10 minutes of me being like, oh, I have to do other stuff while they're, you know, trying to talk to me.
Very fair. Yeah.
But that's hard. And that also like, I can't like, especially because you're on your own quite a lot in the evenings while everything like that.
And the mornings.
And yeah. Right. So those are like most busiest periods. Yeah. Right. Which means you're a one-man band. Yeah. One-man band. Right.
Woman band.
Right. So these things, look, they don't have to be done, but they kind of have to be done, because if they don't get done, there's like what gets done tomorrow. It's the same thing every single day. So you have to stay on top of it. That's another thing I hate. You have to stay on top of it. Yeah. Because the one day that you're like, no, I'm just too lazy for that, it's pandemonium. It's fucking chaos in the house.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where I was going with this. Something
I don't
about
either.
kids.
So shut the fuck up. I'm going to read more of these funnies. Okay,
Go on.
over there.
Yeah.
What gets me through the workday? Mostly caffeine and inappropriate comments. That was me when we were working, Billy.
I wasn't even listening. I just spilled wine all over myself.
Oh my God. Adulting. Can't even drink wine. The tissues are over by the table.
I'm drunk.
If anyone is thinking about emailing me, please don't.
Don't. No, don't.
Adulting is automatically spending $50 every time you leave the house, right?
100%. Mm-hmm. Don't ever go to Bunnings. It's like hundreds of dollars straight away. Seriously.
I went there yesterday and I only spent like 120. So you know what?
Hundreds.
100.
And tens.
Here the fuck we go again. I mean, good morning. I'm not angry. Fuck you. These are so funny. These are so true. Don't underestimate my underestimate.
Oh my God. Underestimate.
My ability to fuck shit up.
Don't underestimate Lindsay's ability to fuck words up.
Oh, it's a known now. I cannot pronounce words. Yeah. Me to everyone. Stop pet. This is hilarious.
Can you share with us?
I never read all these all the way through. Me to everyone. Stop petting my peeves. Like pet peeves?
Meet everyone.
Me
Me
to
everyone. Stop petting my peeves. I love that. We should put that up on a board somewhere.
Hilarious. Today's mood. Indifferent and hostile. I didn't
like
find
the
that
hostile
funny.
bit.
No, I didn't like that one.
I get hostile quite a bit.
If you think I'm going to waste my weekend laying around doing nothing, then you are correct.
I was going to say yes. You're right.
And the last one, some days there's not enough swear words available to get me through the fucking day. I would have said motherfucking day, but yes.
I have 2 languages to swear in, so I'm I have
lucky.
I have a wealth of
Look, it's just hard to keep people alive, to make your life keep going and continue.
Especially if you want to have like a nice, relaxed life. It's funny because like if you want to be relaxed, you have to prepare your life and organize your life. That's what I found for me personally works. Yeah. And I like to be relaxed. I like to be super chill. I definitely like to wake up in the morning and do fuck all during the day. But in order to do that, I have to have like done the shit yesterday.
Yeah.
And it never ends. No. It never stops. But we're lucky because we're in a beautiful country. We have lovely husbands and children. We have each other. We have this beautiful podcast that people love. So we should just like cheers to that.
Yes.
And go back to fucking adulting. Oh, that was okay. I'll go hit the button. Thank you for joining us for this latest episode of Wine Chats podcast with Bildo and Lindeland. You can find us on our socials on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And you can listen to us on any favorite podcasting app or watch on YouTube.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, review, comment, send us some love. We absolutely love it.
Chat soon. Come on, Lenny. Chat soon.
Chat soon.
Chat soon.
Chat putting this in.
Come on.
Okay, we'll add in chat soon at the end.
Yeah.
Both of us?
Yeah, go
okay.
on.
Chat soon.